How I built my dream body was not something that has been done in only 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. It's a completely different lifestyle, guys. Building something takes time. You have to understand that building something, you need to invest a lot of time, as much as I am investing right now in creating this sort of content, and you will see as well in the future how it will become successful. It's the simple example anything that you do for a long time period, you're gonna become good at it. You're gonna be very good at it if you spend the amount of time in it. If you have had 100 hours in doing one sort of activity, then you're gonna be good. It's basic science. It's inevitable. If you spend 100 hours into one thing, you're gonna get good at it. But you have to understand something. It's all depending if you are going on the right path. Because if you put 100 hours in the wrong path, then you're probably not gonna go and achieve your goals like that. And one of the most common questions that I get asked a lot is what really inspired me to start my fitness journey and how did I stay consistent throughout over time. And understanding why we are doing this is what's gonna keep us going. Why we started this in the first place. Why? And for me personally, I was in high school. I was 16 years old, and typical is African school. I was in Chad, and typical school. You get bullied. I was fat. People were making fun of me. I had no girlfriend, and I wasn't a great guy anyways. I was a gamer. So I was isolating myself completely, and I was watching animes and Naruto. And there's nothing wrong with animes, by the way, because the reason why I have this mindset is because of Naruto. That's the same thing about Naruto is like a character that's been completely isolated because he had a demon inside him, but he overcome it and he became stronger. I don't understand people throwing upon animes and stuff. So, but that's when I was at that time, and I used to be bullied a lot. So they were making fun of me, telling me that I'm fat and so on. You know the drill. It's not like rocket science. But at the age of 16, I really decided that I think it's time. I think it's time. I'm tired of watching all those beach buddies people getting super fit. I want to be like that. I really want to be like that. When I was putting pictures on the wall and putting my head on top of him, I needed to become that because I was fascinated and I had very good inspirations from very famous people, from the people that I was surrounded with as well, especially in my family. I had a great example from my mother, peace upon her, that have taught me something that anything that you want in this life, you have to go and get it. And probably that's the reason why. Because I was tired of feeling ashamed of myself. I was tired of always asking for help. I was tired of always being dependent on other people. Always dependent on people. And by the end of the day, and it took me 27 years basically, I'm 27 right now, to finally understand that if you want to do something, you do it yourself. And that's basically why I started and what kept me consistent throughout this journey is the life struggles, to be honest. And for me, how I visualize failure is growth. For me, I'm like, okay, I failed. I'm gonna keep doing it until I become better at it. And this is what got me consistency because I learned how to switch in my mind that okay, every single obstacle is an opportunity for growth. And that's how I stayed consistent throughout the time. And yes, I was working for 4 years, not seeing any results. I'm not saying that you're not gonna see any results because I didn't have the piece of advices that I'm getting from online content because I didn't know what was internet. Believe it or not, I just discovered internet and Facebook and all social media only in 2011, 12. I was completely disconnected from the world. And now for me, going out in the online world, it's a whole different thing. So that's completely out of my comfort zone. And that's this is what kept me consistent. It's the mindset, guys. It's the mindset. Because in those 3 to 4 years in the beginning of my journey, or let's say the first year in the beginning, I haven't seen anything. But I knew that if I keep going for every single time, I'm gonna become better. Why I am at 27 in this shape right now, jacked, is simply because arrived to a certain time in my life, I start valuing information. I start valuing like knowledge, and that kept me going for in the right path, directing me towards the right path. One of the other questions is that what was the most challenging part of your transformation, body, and how did you overcome it? And I think this is where a lot of people plateau on something and do not progress. It's because of lack of information. And I think people, once you arrive to a certain level, you've been doing the same thing again and again, you're not going to increase and get better at it. You know what I mean? Because you need to keep updating your challenges and updating your goals, because in order for you to achieve that, sometimes you go in one road and then end up going to a different road. So you have to always keep updating it. And what was the most challenging part of transforming your body? I think was mainly the consistency. It was very hard for me to keep going and not seeing any results. Not seeing any results was what was really painful for me, but I kept going because even though my physique was not looking good, but my performance was way better. So trust me, I looked like a guy that couldn't do a push up, but I could do 20 push ups, even 50 push ups at that time. But it's repetition that got me to that point. And what did my workout routine back then look like? It was I was going every day, like every day, 7 times a day, 7 times a week, and that's very stubborn. That's very stubborn. My workout routine was like every day, chest, arm, back, shoulder, shoulder. So I was only doing this again and again and again and again until actually at the age of 16, I was already lifting 40 kilograms on one hands. So I don't know where I got that strength from, but I guess Algerian people are different. We push from the heart. And how it evolved right now at the age of 27. So I started working out, and right now my routine is 2 workouts a day, but very short workouts. So in my week right now, I have like on Monday I have a little bit of weightlifting, which is heavy weights like bench press, squats, deadlift. And then on Tuesday, I have stretching and mobility, because more we get older, more we need to emphasize more on the stretching and mobility, because that's actually the health of our body. Basic is the circulation. You know, when your blood is traveling throughout your body smoothly and not facing any challenges, then your performance overall will become better. And on Wednesday as well, I do another strength training workout where I do a little bit of higher repetition. So on Monday I go heavy. On Wednesday I go very lightweight and super high repetition. I'm talking about 20 to 30 to 40 to sometimes even 50. Because for me, it's all about how I feel and how I listen to my body and how I could accommodate and trying to get it better. And then on Thursday, I have another stretching and mobility. So I focus more. But basically, stretching for me is every day. But I dedicate a full session for a whole stretching and a whole mobility workout, just for me to be sure that I am not going to have any injuries in the future. And mostly the injuries that are happening right now to me, it's because of my past mistakes. It's because of those early years where I was just lifting, no stretching, lifting, no knowledge. And you have to bear in mind that what is separating you right now from all the other successful people or fit bodies or jacked bodies is information. You need to have the right information so you can improve onto it. On Friday, I'm gonna have a little cardio training. I tend to focus more on my heart, my cardiovascularity, so I kind of have like a high intensity workout between 40 to 1 hour minutes, 1 hour, 40 minutes to 1 hour, and then I really like push it, and the resting time is very short. It's between 30 to 40 seconds between each set. Very intense and a lot of supersets. And then on the weekends I have combat sports. So I have boxing and MMA Saturday I have boxing, on Sunday I have MMA. For me, because every single sport brings something new to me and is teaching me something new about it. So, how this is the evolution of my workout. So it became more like a hybrid because I believe that I'm fascinated about building a body that could do anything at any age and at any time. And that's what I'm fascinated about. I really like that. I really like to live longer, do many things. At the age of 70, I want to do muscle ups and I want to deadlift 150 or 200. But it's discipline, guys. All of these people that you see online that you've been inspired about are people that started very early, and the best time to start is today. So if you're watching this video, you have to start today. And if you need a little bit of guidance with that, you can just connect with me on Instagram or book a strategy growth call with me. We can sit down and talk about what exactly you are in need and what does your body need at that time, so we can try to build something quite stronger. And one of the major factor that in all of this transformation body that it happened to build is nutrition. And I think this is one's problem. You know, everybody has a problem with nutrition. Everybody have a problem with what you are eating and what you have to eat. Too much information out there. You don't even know from where to start. Guys, the internet is a big world right there. There's a lot of good information and a lot of bad information. You have to be very good at selecting the right information from the sources that you trust. But nutrition has been the game changer out of everything. Because in the first couple of years of my training career, I wasn't focused in that. I was like eating chicken, rice, broccoli, the same food again and again in bigger quantities, smaller quantities. And then I wasn't seeing results. I was like, yo, man, I've been eating chicken rice for 6 months. Why I don't have those abs? They said lower down this. Why I don't have that? And then when I become older, I start to understand that the quality of the food that you are eating is very, very crucial. It is very, very crucial because 99% of the people's life problems, are due to nutrition, because they eat a lot of chemicals, processed food, and not sleeping well. So all of this is a not eating at the right time. All of this are basically the reason why mainly people are failing, is because their relationship with food is very bad. And for me, I learned that really quick. Not really quick, only after a couple years within my fitness career, before I became a personal trainer. And I was like, okay, I need to study this, and that's why I became a personal trainer, and that's how my method changed the life of 40 people so far. And to me, it has given me a very decent understanding in how things work and how each food works on each body. You have to do this basically a listening observation period. A week where you're gonna eat a certain amount of food to see if this food is good for you or not, like gluten intolerance, lactose intolerance. So it's really like you are your own doctor. You are your own doctor. I have to say that. You have to be your own doctor, and this is something that you need to excel on it, because this will improve the rest of your life. The food, the nutrition was very important because that's the game changer over there. And nutrition, hydration. A lot of people are taking a lot of creatine and not drinking enough water, and that's damaging your kidneys and making you lose your hair quite fast. And that's very, very bad. So if you're taking supplements, the only supplement that I highly recommend is creatine. But if you're taking any sorts of supplements, guys, make sure that you're doing all the other things correct. Some people are like, oh, I need some whey protein because it's gonna help me gain more muscles, and then they're gonna end up having pimples in their head, stomach with a problem with their stomach, and so on. They don't really know what they have to do on the side to be able to really maximize the growth of it. So the nutrition has been the game changer out of my story, to be honest. And what advice would you give someone who's just starting their fitness journey and want to achieve a body like mine? And for me, guys, I think it's education. It's gonna be hard, I'm not gonna lie, but it is the most beautiful thing you could ever do to yourself. Man, looking yourself in the mirror is like, ooh, I got a nice chest, ooh, I got a nice muscles and all of that. This is very mind-blowing and it boosts up your confidence very well. And the best time to start working out is today. The best time to buy a property is today. This is the one thing that I can guarantee you 110%, brother, is that you are not gonna be disappointed by the end. You can be intellectual and still go to the gym. You can be an artist and still go to the gym. You can be anything and still go to the gym. It depends on what sort of activity you're really into and so on. But that's one of our biggest piece of advice is that you have to start now. If it's not now, when is it? Everybody keep postponing it to next week, next month. I'm gonna start. Oh no, wait a minute. Let me wait for New Year resolution 2025 for me to start my journey. Guys, there are so many information out there for people telling you how fitness and your health is very, very important. So it's quite crystal clear. And how I achieved my goals and how I achieved the body that I have today is with structure, with a plan, with knowing where I am going. You have to ask yourself these questions. What exactly you are trying to achieve? Do you want to lose fat? Do you want to build muscles? Do you want to have a high performance? You need to establish this first before you even start to understand where you're going. Because otherwise you're going to go out there and freestyling and then you go to the gym and it's like a big gym and then there's a lot of machines, a lot of people, and you don't know from where you want to start. You don't know from where you want to start. And it is a very uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable, but that's why I'm saying you gotta do your homework a little bit. What exactly you need to do, what you need to prepare yourself for. And I made another video where I actually go down and break down how to create your own workout. And there's a full questionnaire that you can watch again in one of the videos that I posted. But knowing where you're going will definitely change everything. And that's the reason why that I have the body that I have today is because of 10 years of committing to myself.